Molweni zitshomi zam. Namhlanje ndizothetha ngoFadiel Adams. Yo, what a testimony. What a testimony kaFadiel Adams bethunana. Iyo. Hayi ke uFadiel Adams uqala nje ngokubiza uJustice Madlanga, umbiza ngoChief. I don't know how many times he has been corrected. No, this is not Chief, this is Justice Madlanga, or you can call him Chair. Hi. Alantuke acho ati no Chief. Ati okay Buddha. Hi bo. Sifike nini ko Buddha ngoko. Fadiel Adams, and maznoba he was panicking, or he just has anxiety, but nje something was just happening during a testimony kaFadiel Adams. Niyamkhumbula lokhu Fadiel Adams is representing i-National Coloured Congress eParlamente. And uFadiel Adams kaloko is the person that claims into yokuba the documents zafakwa under the door. The documents that were classified as ithetha nge-crime intelligence. Into yokuba there is a corruption in crime intelligence. People have been offered jobs. People have been hired. The forklifts were bought and not delivered. What else? Olushaba, Madondo. Hey, ininzi wethu into i-affidavit azibhalileyo ke uFadiel Adams. So into ebalulekileyo ke uFadiel Adams unguyena msuka wento yonke eyenze into yokuba uGeneral Khumalo and nabanye Olushaba omukwele noMadondo babanjwe. Bese kuthiwa ke ngokubanga phinde bathinte into ke kwi-crime intelligence. So ku-investigatewa loo nto ke kwiMadlanga kuye kwavela ke into yokuba hey uFadiel Adams akathethi nyani. Na yabona nje kulena i-video I'm going to be talking about him lying. Okokuqala nje indaba yelantuka, because okokuqala wafika esithi i-laptop yakhe ibingasebenzi from last year. I-laptop yakhe ingasebenzi up until this year, 3 months ago, when he was able to respond to Madlanga. So kuthiwa no, wena you are lying, because last year we sent you a message and you responded while you said your laptop was not working. So chiki ke ngoku sekuyi-laptop, sekuyi-desktop esingasebenziyo, iParlamente iyazi, he has reported, and then he was required into yokuba ke aproduce i-proof yoba nyani. I-proof ibingekho, and he's been doing interviews esithi i-proof ikhona, uzoyizisa i-proof yena, because uyayazi into yokuba yonke into ubeyenza ngendlela. Okay, fine. So uthi ke ekubeni efumene ezi documents wazithatha wazisa ku-Ian Cameron waseParlamente, and imagine these documents very confidential kaloku. Usezithatha uzishare nomnye umntu waseParlamente and uthi ke wabese hamba ke eyovula i-case esovula i-case eCape Town. Wafonelwa waxelelwa ngu-Mr. Lincoln. Mr. Lincoln lona ke is a retired policeman from Cape Town. Uthi nguye ke owathi i-documents zakhe have been intercepted. So waqonda into yoba ke agqithele eJohannesburg. Kuyabuzwa ke into yoba waripota kubani. uthi hayi waripota kuphathekile ku-general phathekile obengu-Western Cape provisioner wathi no he will investigate. The day before uyahamba uyoripota eJoburg. Can you imagine? So kuyabuza utoba wena yeyiphi indawo wakhe wathi uripota i-complaint khona ilantuke within a day ibe resolved. I mean, we have seen shops or the municipalities where we report the faults and everything, it does not get responded to in hours. I mean, I don't understand. More especially ke case efana nalena ke, you wouldn't expect into yoba resolve even within a day. Waya ke eJoburg, esofika eJoburg wahamba wavula icase eOrlando. Uyabuza uba wawuyazelaphi eOrlando. I mean, eOrlando yikasi. What do you know about the townships of Johannesburg? To know uyaphinda futhi uthi uGeneral Andre Lincoln nguye owaye wam-advisor into yoba aye eOrlando, wafika futhi washo into yoba kukhona umuntu amaziyo uzofika esifikela kuye. Kuthiwa okay, out of all police stations wena you have just decided into yokuba uye eOrlando. Orlando, from OR Tambo Airport, you drove to Orlando. Wathina ke yes. Uyabuzwa ke into yokuba ke wawuzidrayivela athi no, I took an Uber to Orlando. Oh, okay, wawuhamba nabani? No, ndandihamba ndedwa. Okay, fine. So kuvele ke into yokuba no, Fadiel Adams uthe esofika eJoburg wafika selindiwe ngumuntu apha ekuthiwa nguElvis. Kuthiwa ke wayelindwe nguElvis. Imbuzile ke i-commission into yoba wawungalindwanga nguElvis ngeMercedes Benz. Wathina ke no I think it was an oversight. Can you imagine? Uthi wayehamba yedwa kanti wayehamba nomuntu nguye owam-arrangelayo lo muntu lona into yokuba afike eselindiwe Orlando Police Station. Kuphinde ke kuthiwe okay, do you know into yokuba lo Elvis is linked with General Khan? The Elvis guy kuthiwa the time General Khan was in hospital, kuye kwabhalwa into yokuba if SAPS has anything efuna ukuyibuza kufanele ibuze uElvis. uElvis ke kuthiwa he's very close with uGeneral Khan. So yiyo ke loo nto leyo eyenza into yokuba ke aye epolice. So usuyayibona ke ngoku le nto into yokuba nguElvis owazana noGeneral Khan. Iphinde futhi ibe nguGeneral Khan abesithi kwayena uFadiel Adams there has been a general that was overlooked kule position kude kuyothathwa omnye umuntu, because there is uGeneral Khan that has an experience kulo msebenzi and ongakhan, meaning that ke ngoku isiyaphinda yabona when you connecting the dots kuyahlangana into yoba no man kanjani, because Khan gorgeous, you know, Brown Mkhotsi nayo Brown Mkhotsi uyahlangana and umchunu yonke into iyahlangana. So ayike wafika ke wayireporter, and then the following day usethumela i-email into yokuba he's not getting any joy. Usayithumela phi email kwi-office kaMinister Mchunu ke ngoku into yoba he's not getting any joy from SAPS. Usefuna ke ngoku these cases to be investigated by IDEC. So meaning that these cases kahle were planned into yoba zinga-investigator i-SAPS, zi-investigator i-IDEC. IDEC yona ke le eno-Chief Perumal nakho konke. Kukhona ivideo ke ezolandela, ndicela nimamele bethunana, it is very interesting le video ezolandela. Apho u-advocate Ncube, Mr. Giles Ncube, yes, ku-advocate Sir Giles Ncube, amproba khona nge-questions. There will be a part 2 on Fadiel Adams, whereby we will be talking about the documents, the actual documents that he signed, the Section 27, his signatures, apha sizoveza khona nento yokuba ke if a stamp was there on the day. Niyakhumbula ukuba kaloku there was a query besithi, was the stamp in Cape Town, like the date stamp, bebuza uDrusanta Ransami into yoba, do you carry an office stamp all the time when you're going to do these interviews? Athi ke uDrusanta, according to my knowledge, we do not carry stamps, but I might not know. Chief Perumal or Brian Padayashi can come and testify into yokuba ke i-stamp esi sasikhona na eCape Town the time kwenziwa ke zonke ke ezi affidavit. If you like my content bethunana, please do not forget to press a like button, you subscribe, and also comment. The video will follow soon. Please listen to it ide iphele. Ndiyabulela bethunana. Thank you.
You have the cast numbers now. You cannot rely on a dead man every time.
Ma'am,
it's unacceptable.
I understand your frustration. Let me explain mine to you, if you will. Please, please, just give me 1 second. I will explain it to you. So, what we all know, all of us, is that the South African Police Service covers for each other. I've been told these dockets are about to disappear. I'm going to give you an example, and please write this down.
Before you give me those examples, this is the man that says to you, go to Orlando. So he must trust Orlando. He also arranges for somebody from Orlando because he doesn't want the same thing. If we believe you, which I highly doubt that anyone does, but if we believe you that the Cape Town dockets were intercepted, you have now covered every base to make sure the Joburg dockets don't get intercepted. But the very next day you say to the minister, the same thing has happened. How is that possible? Then it must be General Lincoln and Witness G that has intercepted those dockets.
General Lincoln is in Cape Town without legs. He can't intercept a docket.
And yet he knows that the dockets have been intercepted.
This is what this man has told me. Now, if you will allow me, I will explain to you. There's a case.
Let's get this first. Let's get this first. What time did you lay your charges in Orlando?
It was in the was it in the morning? I think it was late morning, Chief. I think it was late morning. I caught the early flight to Joburg.
Mr. Adams, you've again said Chief.
Commissioner, I apologize. It just slips out. Commissioner, Chairperson, sorry. I think it was late morning. Please.
What time did you leave? You may be referring perhaps to the time you got there. What time did you leave Orlando Police Station?
I wasn't there very long. I wasn't, maybe an hour, maybe less. I wasn't there very long.
And when you say late morning, do you mean approaching midday?
It would have been before midday if my memory serves me.
All right. Please, I just wanted to understand the timing. So late morning and then 8 a.m., Mr. Adams.
Confirm on another aspect from the recording, you told IDAC as well that you went alone to Orlando Police Station.
When I say alone, ma'am, I mean that I went without anyone from Cape Town, none of my support structure.
No, Mr. Adams. She asks you, do you have any connections at Orlando Police Station? So she was very specific on a follow-up question and you said no. That was the opportunity for you to say to her, actually, there were prior arrangements made. I was meeting somebody there who had made arrangements for me. Because she found it as strange as we do, that you would go to, like she says, Ikasi to go and open the...
Not from where I'm at. And also, it is a connection, and I'm sure you can speak to the spokesperson afterwards. A connection in terms of where I'm at is generally something that you're doing, I would say, unlawfully, which is not the relationship that I had with Elvis on it one day. That's
information that, in fact, you went to a shop somewhere and you were driven in a Mercedes-Benz to the police station, and presumably you left the station in the same Mercedes-Benz and you went somewhere with these people before eventually you went back to the airport. Why would you not disclose something which is so important to what we are investigating?
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner, this is not an excuse, and I'm not offering it as an excuse. But I wanted to add much more to my affidavit, but the time constraints, and that is actually something that even as I will admit to you, as I was going through my affidavit, wanting to add more information, that wasn't at the top of my list, but as you frame it to me, it should have been in there. But I asked the Commission to understand that I did ask for a later date because my supplement, my affidavit would have a lot more. There's information in here that some of it pertains to your scope, some of it doesn't, but that I wanted to put in here, and unfortunately...
Mr. Adams, you had an extra week. Remember, you submitted an affidavit late Sunday evening. You came here on Monday. We couldn't deal with your evidence. You were given a week and a half to come on Wednesday this week. So you had a week and a half to add this. You must have known all along that the reason you are being called to this commission is these cases that you opened in Cape Town and Orlando and how IDEC took over your case. So that is crucial information that you did not mention in your statement. And even as you were giving evidence yesterday, you did not mention it until you were confronted with it and you had to correct your evidence this morning. Now that is problematic.
I understand your situation, my situation, Commissioner.
But is there any reason why you did not mention it yesterday? Let's assume for a moment you did not have time as you were preparing your statement. Yesterday, when you were going through your statement, what is your reason for not mentioning that actually, when I got to Orlando, I contacted Elvis, we met somewhere else, we then traveled to the police station together?
It was an oversight on my part, Commissioner. It was, like I said, I was underprepared yesterday, and I admitted that, and I actually asked the advocate for an extra day, and I was told I wouldn't get it. So I was not prepared as you would want me to be, or as I would want to be. And for that, I can only apologize.
Can I suggest that it's not the subject of an oversight when you sit and say, I took an Uber from the airport to Orlando. You can't the following day say, oh, I went to Elvis's tire shop the following day, and we traveled together in a maroon motor vehicle, Mercedes-Benz. There's no oversight. It's a completely different story. And as you told it yesterday, that I took an Uber and I landed at Orlando and I met Elvis there, you would know as you're telling it that, but that's not what happened. You've conjured up a story. You've come up with an explanation what happened that day. It cannot be an oversight, this change of your story. You chose to tell a version. The best you could do is to say, I don't have any recollection of that day, and try to make sense of what I did. That's why I told you a different story. It's not a matter of oversight. And I want to put a proposition to you, but do you want to comment on what I've said now before I put my proposition to you?
No, Commissioner, I do not want to comment.
What I want to suggest to you is, when you look at what you tell us happened, the facts of General Lincoln at the airport, he's the one that said go to Orlando. When you are at the airport, he's the one that said to you, call this number. who, as Commissioner Khumalo pointed out to you yesterday, happens to be the same person that dealt with Mr. Mkhosi, Mr. Matlala. There's that connection. And you tell us, General Lincoln gave you his contact details, you know he's a crime intelligence person, or even if you didn't know, you meet him at Orlando. Those facts suggest you knew this cannot be disclosed. These facts of how all of this came together. You knew it can never be public. That's why you don't tell people, I had this from General Lincoln. Remember yesterday you were asked, did you say who your source was? And you say, no, I did not. It's because you knew you couldn't, if he's your source, including that he's connected to you with these people. And I want to suggest to you that that's why you did not tell the truth about how you land up at Orlando, including who you went with. It's because you understood this could not be disclosed because of the people that are involved with it. Do you want to comment to that? That's my view of why you have told us the story that you have.
If I may comment on that.
Yes.
I understand how the dots could be connected, Commissioner. And if indeed Elvis is
in that word, and you understood and appreciated that can never be disclosed. And that's the reason I'm suggesting to you that is in fact the reason that yesterday you gave us a different story about how you got to Orlando, and you changed it today, and you changed it today because you were confronted with the facts that were going to be put to you. So it's not oversight. It's a deliberate decision to tell a different story from what actually happened.
not to be argumentative with the Commissioner, but that is not how it happened. But I do understand your inference. I won't argue with it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Nui.
And there's a further individual, it's General Khan as well, that witness G is connected to General Khan as well. You're aware of that now?
I'm aware of that now.
You say you weren't aware at the time.
I am aware of that now.
Okay. If I can ask you to go to file 9B, page 3920. And this is probably also one of the reasons, Mr. Adams, that Commissioner Baloyi is putting it to you that you didn't want to disclose that witness G accompanied you to Orlando. So it just tell me if you have 3920.
I do.
This is a letter from General Khan's attorneys, and it is addressed to one of the recipients. I think it's Ms. Mbele or Mr. Mbele, but it's CC'd in there is General Mbuso Khumalo. And it regards a request that was made by General Mbuso Khumalo to interview or see General Khan while he was in hospital. And the attorneys address a letter to them to explain what the arrangements will be regarding visits to with General Khan by SAPS officials. And the letter says, we confirm that we act on behalf of Major General Feroz Khan. We have been copied in on the exchange below. As a solution, we propose that subject to our client's medical condition, and the professional views of the attending medical team, any visits to our client must be facilitated through witness G. We have requested that witness G facilitate such requests as he is more readily available to respond in person and that he is or should be familiar with members of SAPS. Our reservation regarding the appointment of the PKTT is being addressed with the acting National Commissioner. Now, there's also an affidavit by witness G where he says that although he works with General Khan, he has a close friend relationship with him, considers them to be friends. And this is the same person that's escorting you to Orlando Police Station, right? To go and lodge criminal charges against, amongst others, the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, right? And does it not so transpire that one of the concerns or one of the allegations that you made was that somebody like General Khan was being overlooked in favor, and General Kumalo was being favored for the position of Divisional Commissioner when there were other more qualified or qualified generals within crime intelligence, one of them being General Khan?
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you can see why we are saying to you that the reason why you didn't want to disclose that witness G was the person that escorted you is because of this close connection that he has with associates of the minister who you complain about your investigation, which the office of the minister escalates.